So usually when I'm creating a centerpiece for my table, it's a very spontaneous thing. I don't really have a plan starting out. I just kind of see what comes to me as I'm creating it. But I do know that I am a very casual, leaning towards country, cozy kind of decorator for the holiday season. So I know that I am going to want a container that reflects that. So this is a container that I use very often in all my decorating. If you saw the graduation party and my fall decorating video, you saw this container. I got it at Walmart. It's part of the Better Homes and Garden line, and I use it for so many things. So I've chosen to use this for my centerpiece for my dining room. So the first thing I have to do, because this is quite a large and deep container, is I want to put some fill in the bottom to raise whatever I'm going to put in there up. So I usually use just very simple paper towels, and I just pull off, quite a large amount, and I fill up the bottom of the container. The next thing I do is I usually fill the bottom on top of the paper towels with an old kitchen towel that is going to be the bed for my fill. And for my fill, I always use these decorative shreds. This is like in the craft paper sort of color. I get these at the dollar store. So you can see that it's pretty well filled. I think I used about 3 bags of the filler, and now is when I start to collect all those little things I think I want to put into my centerpiece. So some of the things that I have chosen for my centerpiece are around a more rustic kind of red and black buffalo check theme. This is some ribbon that I got from Target. I have some wooden trees that I found at the Target dollar spot. I also have a sled, some pine cones, of course, you can find in your own backyard. And I want to somehow work this, I guess it's a reindeer with antlers that I found at the Target dollar spot into the arrangement. So naturally I know that I want to put each tree, one on each side, and I'm going to have the sled somehow in the middle, either standing up somehow or laying across the container. So I know to build up the base, I'm going to add some greenery. So this is just some greenery that I have gotten at Michael's. I think it was on sale for under $5 this year, but I cut it up into pieces just so that it's easier to move around and tuck in where I need it to be tucked in. I fluffed it up, I put it around the perimeter of the container and kind of let it hang over the sides a little bit. Like I said, this is a very casual centerpiece, and I put some in the middle to help support the pieces that I'm going to put in. Okay, so as you can see at this point, I have my sled propped up, I have my green trees on each side. I've sort of tucked in the pine garland around it a little bit and pulled up more of the fill to offset so much green. So I think at this point now I want to start adding my buffalo checked ribbon, some pine cones, and some flowers to give it more color. So this is what I have up until this point. I have my trees, my sled. I did find a spot for my little reindeer, which I'm really happy about. These were really great because they had adhesive on the back of them, so I was just able to stick that right on the sled. So as you can see, I've made a few adjustments with the sleigh. I've laid it down a little bit and I've started adding some other elements with the pine cones and the white flowers and the berries. And so I have added a bunch more flowers. I've propped the middle sled up a little bit more so you can see it better. And instead of weaving the ribbon all the way around, I just cut little pieces out and tucked it every so often to get that color for our theme mixed into the arrangement. So I think the next thing I am going to do is add a bow in this area here, and I think we're pretty much done. So here is the bow that I made from the remainder of my ribbon, and if you guys would like a video on how to make bows like this, leave me a comment below and I will put together one for you. These are so simple to make. Anybody could make these, especially if you use the ribbon that has the wire edges. So this is where I'm going to attach my bow, and then my centerpiece should be done. So my centerpiece is all done. I think it came out really great, and once we get it on the table, we can make any adjustments that we need to. I love making arrangements like this because nothing is in here permanently. At the end of the season, I can take everything out and store it away for next year, and then I have the opportunity to make something completely different for my table next year. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today while I created my centerpiece for my table. I hope that you've seen how really easy it is to make your own centerpiece. Nothing ever really needs to be perfect, and I've always liked that homemade element, especially around the holidays. I think it just gives it a very cozy and warm feeling to your home. So if you create your own centerpiece this year, please email me a picture of it. I would love to see what you've come up with. And I hope until I see you in that next video that you love the life that you have and you enjoy decorating your house for the holidays, and I will see you soon. Bye.